Jordan had later told us that they got their money because they sold their gaming system to get their starter pack. If I told my husband, hey babe, I need to sell your gaming system in order for me to join a pyramid scheme, he would leave me. He would be like, psh, give me my ring back. I'm gone. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. Happy freaking Friday. I love Fridays, and today we are going to be doing MLM horror stories. This is actually a current series I have here on my channel. I have already done 16 other ones, so for 16 weeks I have been reading your guys' MLM horror stories. So if you want to send me your MLM horror story or experience, whether you were in an MLM or even just came across someone who was in an MLM that you want to tell your story about, I have my email down below for you to send that too. So I know last week I asked you guys if you want to continue this series. I wanted to make sure it was something you guys were still enjoying, and I got so many DMs, so many messages, and so many amazing comments saying that you guys really love these videos. You love that my channel is a voice for other people that don't want to come on camera and actually give their story, which I really feel like that's a big reason why I like to read people's stories. So definitely make sure to stay tuned until the end so that you can hear everyone's story who took the time out of their day to email it to me. So today we have water because your girl chugged this down. So grab your favorite drink, grab your coffee, grab your tea, and let's get into the video. Yeah. So the first horror story that we are going to read is going to be a Mary Kay MLM horror story, which I don't think we've had a Mary Kay one yet, or maybe we have, but not many. And it does start off with saying, trigger warning, miscarriage and depression. So if you are someone who struggles with hearing things about those two topics, I would suggest skipping through to the next story, but it is a long one, y'all. It goes, hey Deanna, my name is Bailey. I'm totally cool if you use my name. And I wanted to share my story being involved in an MLM, especially because I don't see many YouTubers talking about the one I was involved with. Thankfully, I wasn't involved with them for too long, but I wanted people to know about what I went through with this company so they don't make the same mistake. This was a bit over 2 years ago, and I was recruited to join the cosmetic and skincare company Mary Kay. Sorry if this is long. Here's some background information about me. This is very important to the story. I'm a curvy model that uses my work and platform to encourage body positivity and have been doing this for over 3 years now. During this time, I was also a barista at Starbucks and a college student, which I still am. My upline, let's call her Melissa, not her real name though. She would frequently come to the Starbucks I was working at. I've always loved makeup, and I would do my makeup before going to my Starbucks shifts due to my sleep problems. I was the primary opener, typically worked 4 a.m. shifts. On one of the days Melissa came into my job, she took notice of my makeup. She showered me with compliments of my makeup skills and asked me if I was a makeup artist. I told her no, that I worked as a barista, obviously, was a college student, and was a professional model. When I told her about my modeling, her eyes lit up, and she began to explain how the company she worked for was needing models for a new product line. Gotta love it. She gave me her card and told me to call her with more information. A few days later, I go into her office to do the photo shoot. I was a bit confused because normally for photo shoots, they take place at a studio or stylized location of some sort. She then told me she worked for the makeup and skincare company Mary Kay. Now for me, this solidified the fact that this was a real gig. A few people I knew had worked for the company and my sister used their products. So I was more open to the photo shoot then, despite the location. She then tells me that since she saw I knew how to do my makeup, that I would be doing my own makeup for the shoot. This didn't faze me because this isn't necessarily uncommon in my line of work for smaller gigs. I didn't mind, so I went to work with the products she had given me. It was actually a relatively pleasant time. She was very nice and we talked about our lives. Also important to note, she claimed to have sworn by the products and had beautiful skin and makeup. She was a very beautiful woman. As I was using these products, which I did actually like most of them, she began asking me my opinion. Then she started the sales pitch, which to her credit was pretty good. She starts to tell me how successful she is working with Mary Kay, that she's her own boss, can spend time with her children, can work in pockets of time, the pink Cadillac, etc. You know the usual. She obviously made it sound perfect, but how could I refuse such an offer? So of course I told her I would join her team. I know for a fact that I only fell for this scheme because the pitch had been in person. I've had a ton of MLM huns in my DMs with those pitches, and I've always ignored them. Nevertheless, I felt ashamed about falling for it ever since. So for starters, she kept bugging me about buying the starter kit right then and there. There's only a few days left to get this starter kit on sale, and you really need to do this now if you want to be successful. This immediately pissed me off, LOL. I don't like being told what to do or how to spend my money that I earn. I had just made a few payments, so I asked her if I could buy it after I got my next paycheck the following week. I think the starter kit was about $150 to $200, but I could be wrong, but it wasn't cheap. She got super offended that I would ask that and kept pressuring me to buy it right then and there. My dumbass thought she was right, so I went ahead and bought the starter kit unhappily. Melissa had told me the kit would contain inventory so I could immediately start selling to make some cash. That was a flat out lie. I was super mad when my kit came in the mail. The bag it came in was super cute, but everything else was just some small cards to hand out, sanitizing equipment, mirrors, a binder with our literal recruitment scripts, and some other nonsense. I was pretty pissed because I had paid just for the party equipment. If you don't know what parties are in makeup MLMs, it's basically when you go to a woman's house, the host, sometimes the MLM member is the host as well, and you sell your products to a group of women by demoing them on the guests. Hopefully you sell products and recruit others if you're lucky. So I asked her why I didn't get inventory, and she tells me I have to buy a whole ass other kit or buy inventory separately. Again, it pissed me off. Regardless, I decided to throw my first Mary Kay party a couple weeks later. My upline showed up and I invited my Starbucks coworkers. When I say it was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, I deadass mean it. Only one of my friends showed up and I had made a bunch of food, bought pink cupcakes, and had snacks in hopes that I would impress Melissa. Literally want to throw up just thinking about it. Melissa told me that was normal for parties. Like, what is the point? I wasted money and time on decorations and food. Now I was hella mad at my upline's lies. I was starting to get discouraged, but Melissa told me that I was just getting started and needed to attend meetings. So the first meeting was free and included my induction, but you had to pay to go to these meetings. For real? Which of course sent alarm bells in my head immediately. The meetings actually had decent information, and it was nice to meet my team. I was by far the youngest. Most of the women on the team were stay-at-home moms. Looking back, they showered me with love and praises in an attempt to brainwash me, but I thought it was all weird right away. I'm all up for supporting others, but these women had no idea who I was. They were super sweet, and I really hope they are doing well today and have gotten out of the MLM. So finals roll around, and I'm stressed as hell, of course. I kept telling Melissa that I was stressed and wouldn't be able to make meetings. She told me I wouldn't be successful without them, that this would be my future, not school. Like, excuse me? Yeah, right. That pissed me off really badly, so I ignored her for a full week. I will give her credit for this though. She never asked me to recruit a ton of people, so I never did. But she would pester the hell out of me into buying more inventory, selling to my family, etc. So I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail about this next part because it is horribly upsetting and traumatic for me. But I was pregnant during all of this with my daughter. Due to a traumatic assault, I lost my child while I was around 16 to 17 weeks pregnant. I was absolutely devastated. During this happening, having to go to the hospital because my body wasn't naturally passing the failed pregnancy and still dealing with work and school. Melissa was constantly texting me. I could be wrong, but I feel as though a grown-ass woman should know when someone is blatantly ignoring them, but I guess not. In hindsight, I should have told her up front, but I was dealing with a lot and didn't have the energy. Let me stop real quick. If you're going through something traumatic or going through anything, shit, you shouldn't have to tell someone. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going through a really hard time or I had a loss in my family, it's not my obligation to go on social media and tell everybody so that they know I'm not ignoring them in DMs or because I'm not getting back to them in DMs. So to me, you went through one of the hardest things a human being or a woman has to go through. And for that, I'm sorry that you ever had to go through that. But at the same time, it's none of her business. So if you were ignoring her, she should have just let it be because she didn't know what was going on in your life. So So to me, I don't think that's your fault. Like if you didn't have the energy or you weren't in the correct mindset, she should have just shut up and stopped pestering you. What all these uplines give a fuck about is their money and what they're getting in their pockets. They don't care about the person, and they don't care if you're going through a hard time. Now, I will say some do and some don't. So there are some uplines that are great and amazing and would have left you alone, not trying to pester you and constantly text you. But you have others like the upline you had where they don't care. They only care about lining their pockets, and it's really sad. So let's continue. So with all of the horrible things going on, I kind of just snapped. I was as nice as possible, but I basically told her that I had lost my baby, was a complete mess, and didn't want to be a part of this anymore. I hadn't made any money, actually lost quite a bit, and was tired of this grown woman bothering me while I was grieving. I apologized for wasting her time, but I kindly asked her to stop texting me multiple times a day. Now, over 2 years later and discovering your channel, love your videos. I understand now that I was a victim of an MLM. Mary Kay advertised all the women opportunities it would give to women. In fact, this MLM and many others disempower women. Thanks to you for using your experience and voice to inform people of what these companies are actually doing. I was really nervous about sharing my story because it is quite embarrassing to me. But you telling others stories inspired me. Now that I actually co-own and run my own business for real, I own an original fashion editorial magazine that focuses on diversity. Shameless plug, wink. Give me your magazine links or whatever if you do like orders online, and I'll link it in the comment section or in the description down below. I know that being a part of an MLM is not at all what being an entrepreneur is actually about. I wish I could go back to my younger self and tell her to never call that upline again after that modeling gig. If you read my story, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm still modeling, absolutely love having my own business and magazine, and I've gotten the help I needed to process the things that have happened to me. I hope other people can hear my story and avoid joining an MLM that is disguised as a popular company that empowers women like I did, or any MLM for that matter. Thank you again. I'm a huge fan of your channel. God bless. Then she did say, if you would like me to show you the scripts I got in my starter kit, I still have them, or if you need that information, let me know. Oh, this story was so long. I loved it. I'm so sorry that, again, you went through what you went through, but it's so amazing to see you, oh, it's actually giving me goosebumps. It's so amazing to see you go and do something that is about empowering women, having a magazine that shows diversity, that shows every size, shows every race, and that's amazing. So I love hearing stories like this where you can take your experience from an MLM and turn it into something positive and turn it into, you know, your future with the business you have now. And that's what I hope other women can see, because when you're in the MLM, a lot of the times you're told you'll never be successful without them. You'll never be able to start your own company or do your own thing without the MLM community. But you're proof, and a lot of other women are proof that you can be successful without an MLM. You don't need one. And if you are someone right now who's in an MLM and you're going back and forth thinking, should you quit or not, or should you start your own business or not, I want you to know that you can do it. And this channel that I have is all about empowering women and men that have been victim to an MLM or haven't been. It doesn't matter. I want to empower everybody. But if you are in an MLM, I really hope that this helps you see, or this story helps you see, that you can do whatever it is that you want to do with your future. So thank you so much for sharing that, and love you. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, you guys, I'm really excited about this one. I've got my pencil so I can see where I'm at reading, but this is going to be a Beachbody horror story. But what I love is that there are screenshots attached, which you guys know is my favorite thing. I love getting actual proof, not just someone saying, you know, something and it can't be looked at as a lie then because you have proof to back it up. Tit a shake for that one. Anyways, let's go on to this horror story. It says, hey Deanna, this might get a bit long, but it's a doozy, so bear with me. Funny story, I was still coaching when you released your quitting Beachbody video. I had been watching your videos since you started YouTube and I love them. Oh my gosh, you've been here from the start. Love you. Thank you for supporting my channel. Okay, she says, and I watched the whole thing, and at the end, I deadass told myself it's negativity and I quit watching your videos. Well, that's the tea, ain't it? Fast forward to your alternate supplements video. I got intrigued and curiosity got the better of me, and I binged your videos, did my own research and digging, and well, here we are, thriving without Beachbody. I do want to put in here, I do have a video about, and I will put it up here, but I do have a video literally telling you guys that you don't need Beachbody. I have a whole video giving you alternate products where you don't need Beachbody. They're much cheaper, they're much better, and have way better ingredients in them than Beachbody products do. So if you are someone who liked Beachbody products and are looking for alternative products, you can go and watch that video. She said, flashback to August 6, 2018. Yep, that exact date. I got my first invite to the boot camp after I followed this girl, and my God, all her downline coaches found me. And I got messages for over 2 years. See screenshots, which we'll look at the end. She said, quick backstory, 2019 was the craziest year of my life. Parents were going through a nasty divorce, then fiance left for basic training, trying to plan a wedding without him, going to school, working my legit retail job, and trying to take care of my sisters through this family change, and just trying to stay sane. Getting these messages over and over was just like, what the fuck is going on? I honestly have an overflowing plate. Adding something else was not in the cards. I finally got to be reunited with my husband in December 2019 after being separated since April, and left my old life behind. End of January comes around and I actually got in contact with someone about signing up with Beachbody, but for some reason I had to wait until February, which threw me off. Wait. Hold up. So she said at the end of January came around, she got in contact with someone that was in Beachbody, but for some reason they said she had to wait until February. I want to let you guys know. I know why that person did that, and I have a good idea of why they would do that. So with Beachbody, there's a thing called Success Club. So Success Club is where you sign 3 or more people up a month with a package, right? Just a package to get started. They could be a coach or a client in order to get started to count as a Success Club point. So essentially what happens is a lot of coaches say it's the month of January, like she's talking about. If they already hit Success Club, they will tell people, oh no, you can't sign up until February, so they can get Success Club points for February. Because if you guys don't know, Success Club is huge. Success Club is what gets you an invitation to their trips. It's what gets you free gifts, like opportunities. It gets you a lot of things. It helps you reach like the top 10. It helps with a lot of perks that Beachbody will give you. So they're going to want to hit Success Club month after month after month because of all the great perks that come with it. So instead of having someone sign up in January, they say, no, bitch, you have to sign up in February, which I don't get, because say this girl was a client. She wanted to get started on her fitness journey. Why wait? Like, don't you want to help her? Isn't that what Beachbody is all about? Helping people in their health and fitness journey, but then you turn someone down and tell her she has to wait to start her journey. I don't get that. I mean, I do get that because they're doing it so they could be little sneaky bitches and just get Success Club every month by telling people they have to wait until the following month because they already hit it in that current month, which I think is super messed up. So if you ever see that happen to someone where they're like, oh no, you can't sign up until next month, it's because they're trying to tell you they want you as a Success Club point, which essentially just means that you don't matter to them. What really matters is that you're just a point system. You're just, she's just a point. Her $160+ doesn't really matter. I'll make commission, but at least I'll get a point for her, which I don't like because it's looking at people like fucking points, not even dollar signs. It's worse. You're just a point to them, a Success Club point. So that's essentially what that is. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I can explain it in another video. Comment down below if you want to see that in another video. I can explain what Success Club is, but let's keep going because this ain't about me or Success Club, but I thought that would be a really cool thing, an important thing to tell you guys. She goes, I got another message from another girl who offered this free group, and I was legit like, hey, I have nothing else to do with my time. Why the heck not? And when the first girl found out, she blocked me, LOL. In the free group, by the 3rd day, we were told to invite our dirt list, which I did and got responses. And what do you know? I got signed up. I didn't have the money, so I had to ask my husband for the $160 challenge pack, and he was reluctant, but I told him I could make it back within the first week. Spoiler alert, I definitely didn't. And he agreed. I live overseas, so it took a bit to arrive, but was still told to do all of the things, even before I got the freaking package. So yeah, they're essentially saying, ooh, sell the shit that you've never even tried. I freaking hate that. So it comes and I tried Shakeology because I was excited about it, and I initially just mixed it with water, then started making a shake with it. Either way, cardboard trash started working the biz, and I poured everything into it. I'm talking getting up at 3 a.m. to catch team calls that would be life-changing, but still wasn't getting any signups. The team calls were filled with do more personal development. If you're hitting Success Club, then you're not doing every single thing on the tracker. You need to spend more time inviting. It made me feel like an absolute failure. Again, I invested everything into this, and hearing that over and over was just like a stab to the heart. I also lived on my phone. I would do work stuff in the morning, but because of the time change, I would get responses from the invites I sent in the evening and would be responding to those. Also, the damn team page would start posting stuff. The group chats were going off, and again, living life on my phone and social media when I should have been spending that time with my husband after he got off work. Eventually, I just got bored and hated sending invites. They told us to send at least 30, the good old notebook method, which I ended up getting blocked even by Instagram doing it, so I stopped. End of May comes around, and I actually came across an account that claimed to help Beachbody coaches get people signed up without sending invites every day, and focused on growing my Instagram and making genuine connections. I was sold. Only reason I did it was because it was free, and I was invested in this at the time and got sick of inviting. And once, my coach even checked in with me. I told her I wasn't sending invites every day, and she basically told me that I needed to start doing that again because that's the only way my business would grow. Actually, that's the only way her fucking business will grow, and her pockets will get lined. Fuck her. Fuck her. It didn't help, so I kind of just went with the flow from there. This is where things get crazy. Again, we live overseas in Germany, where there are laws about what gets shipped/imported into the country, and supplements of any kind are a big no-no. I expressed my concerns about it, and all my uplines said that everyone gets stuff sent to an APO, overseas military PO box, and they've never had an issue with it. My second bag of Shakeology got flagged at customs because it was a supplement. So we went to a place I can't remember, and they had to open it. If we had taken it home and opened it, my husband would potentially have to meet with his commander. What? If we refused the package, then they sent it back to wherever it was shipped from and everything's okay. So we rejected it, and I tell my upline about it, and she tells me to send it to my mom, then she can send it to me. It still goes through customs, bitch. And by the way, if you guys aren't military, when she said if they accepted the supplement from custom, then her husband would essentially get in trouble from his command. So essentially his higher ups would get mad at him. He would get in a lot of trouble with the military for taking the supplement. So fuck you for trying to get my mans in trouble. Okay, no, don't fuck with the military people like that. Y'all know. Don't do it. She then said, so I canceled Shakeology, then convinced my husband to try the performance stuff. It got flagged, but the lady there basically did us a solid and let us take it without any repercussions. During this time, my uplines would say they were trying to find info to help me and to talk to the other people in the team page, but they never had my situation, so it's all good. So again, I canceled the performance line and start on the granola bars for me and my husband. Yep, signed him up, his sister, and my mom under me. Also, these bars are dry as hell. About this time, I got fed up with everything Beachbody after spending what seemed like 5 hours on customer service. I wanted a refund for the things customs took, and they kept telling me that they needed the empty bag or tub, whatever. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, more like 4 or 5 times telling them customs freaking took it and that I didn't have any of it. After going through some weird executive robot lineup, I did get my refund for everything. After this whole ordeal, I wanted to know if Beachbody has anything about this on their website because I was pissed. It took almost an hour to find it, and it does say that they do ship overseas, but if customs catches it, they aren't responsible for it. I was livid because I had gotten lied to, and I even lied to people on my team who had asked about doing Beachbody overseas. And I would say I've never had a problem with it, and it eats at me that I even did that. Also, just wanted to add that the 6-month span of coaching, my husband and I put in over $1,000 into Beachbody. If you want to be a top coach, act like one, so I bought more shit that top coaches did and only made $400 back, and finally realized that I wasn't ever going to be able to pay for my products like they preach. Once July comes around, I decide to cancel my account, and my husband's after realizing we couldn't afford the $220 for the bars and that damn business fee, and my upline about lost her mind. See the screenshots below. And I tried to be the nicest I could. No sooner did she realize that I wasn't sticking around, I was removed from the messenger chats, I removed myself from 8 Facebook groups because I was already done. Flash forward a week or so, the damn bars got flagged at customs and I lost my shit in the post office, so I literally would have been left with no choice. Oh my God. No payments to Beachbody, no coach paycheck, whatever. I also happened to make a post about something that is near and dear to me. My team would preach that their college degree was in a sense a waste of time, and you can work this business to make money from home and not been in loads of debt. And nothing makes my skin itch more than hearing that. Girl, me too. Being a college student, whenever I hear that, it's so annoying I want to punch them. So I made an IG post basically saying to quit telling people that college is a scam. What works for you, but it's not for everyone. My upline coach blocked me, which actually hurt. We would have tons of conversations about military life, our dogs, etc. I really thought we could still be friends after I quit, but the community only matters if you're making them money. After that, she said, but to have my life, social media, and food freedom back was so worth getting blocked. Thanks for hanging in there and making it all the way. Thank you for your videos and for sharing your truth. So I am going to look at the screenshots in a second, but I want to point 2 things out before I forget. 1, I did realize that they lied to her. You know, the uplines lied to her. They said that Beachbody would be able to send the products and that they would get to her, but in all actuality, Customs was going to take it, 1. And Beachbody's website even said if Customs takes your supplement, that you're shit out of luck. Now that brings up the argument I always tell you guys about doing your own research. So the person who sent me the story clearly at first did not do her own research. And no one does, though. I'm not trying to point out the woman who sent me this story, but no one does their research, which makes things like this happen where you think something, but in all actuality, it's the total opposite. And then everyone on their team just listens to their upline and it ends up being telephone. So everyone in the downline listens and then gives out a bunch of false information. And this happens with everything, with what she's talking about to literally fucking anything you could possibly think of. Y'all know what I'm saying, but this is a common thing that happens is people just listen to their uplines. They believe their uplines, which a lot of the times they probably shouldn't listen to their uplines, and they need to do their own research because these kinds of things could be avoidable, but a lot of the times you're just told to listen to your uplines, so you do, and it's an unfortunate situation. I've been there. I've been in situations where I would just listen to my upline, and then at the end, when I was almost about to quit Beachbody because I really found out all the information, I started doing my own research and realized everything they told me was a lie, which just meant that I was spewing lies. I was just telling people lies underneath me too. So it becomes this ripple effect of people who just don't know what the fuck they talk about. Number 1. Number 2, the second thing I wanted to say is the whole community. She got blocked. You guys know that's what happens. It's very sad. I know even for me and my upline would do the same thing. We would talk about everything. She knew my whole life. She knew who my husband was. We met like 5 times, and then she wants to be a little bitch whenever shit comes down to it, and I get blocked on social media. So it's a really sad situation, but you don't want those kind of people in your life anyways, in my opinion. The people who aren't gonna let you speak up, they're not going to let you quit Beachbody, and they're gonna get so offended about it. I feel like that's not a true friend. Like, it has nothing to do with them. If you want to quit, you should be able to quit. But because you quitting affects their bank account, they want to block you and get mad at you and call you, you know, a piece of shit, that you're just a hater, that you didn't try hard enough. That's what they like to do. And it's really sad because they want to be all about women empowerment, but they're not. And I just find it really sad. Ugh, it sucks. So let's look at some screenshots. So I'm not gonna read all these, but holy shit. So she has messages where this one girl invited her, I feel like 3 different times every month. So it shows she invited her August of 2018, September of 2018, and the messages that just keep going on and on and on and on, all the way, holy fuck, April 5th of 2019, January of 2019. Oh my gosh. She literally just invited your ass until you joined. They just don't take no for no. That's just how it is. There's proof right here that this individual messaged her November, December, and January. My girl didn't even respond, and she still messaged her. Really annoying. I'm just shocked, you guys. She has 6 different people that invite her month after month after month after month after month who don't listen to the fact that you're being ghosted and fucking ignored. You guys, if you're in an MLM and someone is ghosting you every month, they don't want to join. They don't want to join. So stop inviting them. I just don't get it. And then this is the message she said her upline wrote her whenever she was quitting or whatever. It goes, yo, my dude, what's going on? My girl said, I'm just not wanting to coach anymore. Trying to keep mine and her husband's account active is costing way too much money. I'm also not loving the idea of selling, especially when I'm selling products I can't use. Her upline said, well, I wish you would have said something. We could have at least talked about it. I'm not mad. I would have just appreciated a little bit more of a heads up is all. You're welcome to still be a part of our challenge group and continue to work out with us. You're welcome to jump back in at any time and we'll miss having you around. Good luck, homie. My girl said, thank you. We just can't afford it at the time to be putting our money towards something that isn't getting us any return. So she says you can stay in her accountability group, but then blocks you? What a little hoe. But anyways, yeah, you shouldn't have to pay for something that you can't even get. If your stuff is at Customs, it's never coming. I would quit too. Like, I'm not gonna keep buying products that Customs is gonna take. It's literally putting money down the fucking drain, which I mean, with their products, you were already putting your money down the drain because their stuff tastes like dog shit. But besides the dog shit, you're not even getting your products. So that's just really crappy. And then it sucks that they pretty much blocked you. But I think all of these screenshots are super funny that you got invited over and over and over again by literally the same people. Oh my gosh, they're just too much. So let's move on to the next story. Okay, here we go. The next one, it says, hey Deanna. Here is a story. I replaced and used gender neutral names for the characters and also used they and them so that no one will know it's me just in case some friends come across your videos, and please don't use my name. I'm still close to the people in this story. I have a story for you, or you can call it a humor story because me and my friend, let's call him Chris, laugh at this all the time. Have you heard of the MLM Vemma? Probably not, because it was a very short-lived MLM that got shut down by the FTC in 2015 for being a pyramid scheme. FYI, they targeted college kids. So sick. Anyways, in 2014, me and my friend Chris got invited to something on a school night by our friend, let's call them Jordan. The reason why I say we got invited to something is because they wouldn't tell us what we were going to or why we were going. But being a junior in college, my roommate Chris and I were always down for an adventure. Jordan came and picked us up. They actually walked to our apartment and Chris drove us because Jordan didn't have a car. And we headed out at about 8:30 p.m. We had damn near been in the car for about 45 minutes before we got to the place. We pulled up to the house that had chairs lined up in the garage, and then there was some sort of projector. Before the presentation, we had met some of the people there. They still wouldn't tell us why we were there, but they let us know that we should be excited. They were so hyped. So finally, the presentation starts, and they don't even talk about the product. They were just talking about all this positivity shit. They finally showed the product and the starter package and all of that stuff and how easy it would be to make money. At this point, Chris and I looked at each other and gave each other a look that said, they really brought us out here to join an MLM. So of course we sat there through the whole presentation and even stuck around for questions and stuff. When it finally was over, Jordan asked us what we thought and if we wanted to join the business. Me and Chris, as a 19 and 20-year-old, were polite and said no thank you. And of course we had to give a reason. Our reason was that we had no money. We were already in debt from college, already borrowing money from our parents when we would run out of food at the end of the quarter, and we had no job. Jordan had later told us that they got their money because they sold their gaming system to get their starter pack. I know this isn't right, but Chris and I laugh at this to this day. You might have to take this part out if you use this story because it's kind of rude. Anyways, a few more of our friends decided to join, and they sell products as well. A few months later, they stopped selling Vemma. Why, you ask? Because the company got shut down. Homie lost money and a gaming system, but at least they got 20 cases of energy drinks. Oh, that sucks. Moral of the story, Vemma sucks ass. They preyed on college kids at campuses, probably because they were over 18, and a lot of college kids don't live with their parents that will tell them that it's a scam, which it is. I'd love to go more in depth in this story, but if anyone I know were to hear this story, they would know it was me. I'm really good friends with these people. They're great people, but I'm not joining an MLM, and no one, and I mean no one, can convince me otherwise. Some extra stuff that Chris and I laughed about. So here's some extra things that her and her friend laughed about. Everyone mentioned in this story played a sport at their college. The people selling the product would always be drinking their energy drinks. I think that's what they sold before and after practice. And of course, they'd be trying to sell it to the rest of the team. They would be talking about how it gave them so much energy and how they would perform better. But let's be real. If I drink an energy drink before a hard practice, you can find that shit on the ground where I threw up. No, thank you. But it was kind of funny to see them not selling the product all of a sudden and them not knowing what to tell the rest of the team when they were asked about it. I hope you enjoyed this humor story. Sorry that the grammar sucked and it's kind of all over the place. Okay, so that was a funny story because the fact that someone sold their gaming system, I mean, I guess it's not really funny, it's kind of sad. Like, you sold your gaming system, shit. Like, if I told my husband, hey babe, I need to sell your gaming system in order for me to join a pyramid scheme, he would leave me. He would be like, psh, give me my ring back, I'm gone. Because that gaming system, that is top notch. If someone's gonna sell their gaming system for a pyramid scheme, they was brainwashed, because I don't know who would do that unless the gaming system really didn't mean anything to you. But comment down below if you're into gaming or if your spouse is into gaming. Would y'all sell y'all's game system for a pyramid scheme? Because you cannot catch my family, the M's family, doing that. So that part is funny. And also, I also don't remember people that would drink energy drinks before a game. So she didn't want me to say what sport that they were in. But for me, I played lacrosse. And if I was playing lacrosse before a game, I would have a damn banana like an hour before a game or an hour before practice. I wouldn't be having loads of energy drinks that probably just had sugar and shit in it that you probably shouldn't be intaking before you play a sport. Now, I mean, I do drink pre-workout before I go lift and stuff like that, but that's a totally different thing with doing something like I was doing with lacrosse. You're running the whole entire time. You don't want like a sugary drink in front of you or anything like an energy drink. So that was a funny little story that I thought I would add. So let's move into the next one. She says, hey Deanna, when I was 19 years old in college, I went to a Mary Kay party at a friend's dorm. Another Mary Kay one. I love makeup and skincare and wanted to buy all of the products. The Mary Kay rep let me know that I could get them at a discount if I signed up as a rep. I paid the $100 to sign up, and then the next thing I knew, I was on the phone with the director, who told me I needed to buy inventory. I knew my dad had a sales background and I would be encouraging of this new opportunity. Somehow I remember being on a three-way call with the director and my dad. This woman sucked my dad into, oh no. I used over $1,000 of money I did not have on Mary Kay. I went to one convention and literally realized what I just signed up for. The minute I almost recruited one of my friends to sign up as a Mary Kay rep, I decided I needed to leave. I could not sit with the shame of knowing that I had no way of selling $1,000 plus an inventory that I had. So why would I put my friend through this? I think I was only in for about 3 months, maybe less. I am 32 years old now, have a master's degree, make over 6 figures, have a pension, and did all of that without an MLM. I worked my ass off to get here. I do not talk about my salary ever, but I hope someone that is still in an MLM knows that they can have financial freedom in another way. Your videos and the anti-MLM community have helped me release the shame and embarrassment I have held on for years. Thank you, girl. Such a short story. Fuck them using your $1,000 and taking it. And that's the thing that I'm noticing with Mary Kay, because the other story was very similar. You buy a product or you buy a package that literally just has dumb shit in it, like business cards don't need. And then you have to buy thousands of dollars of inventory. Fuck no. No, you ain't getting that from me. That's all I know. But to know that this person is at a place where she's making 6 figures, she got a master's degree, like that shows that you can reach that level of financial freedom that MLM's trying to tell you you can have. You can reach that by going and doing something that you love. Whether it's going to college for something that you would enjoy doing, or starting your own business with something you love, going to a trade school, whatever, getting a certification like a personal trainer certification, whatever. whatever. You can achieve it. You don't need the MLM to do it. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. We're going to keep this series going by popular demand last week, like you guys said. So let me know which horror story you guys love the most, because that is what tells me you guys are enjoying the series, is by commenting and liking and watching. That shows me that you guys are loving it. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like, a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you like content like this. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye!